Oh hey, welcome to my 30-day sketchbook challenge. We're gonna see if we can improve my sketchbook and YouTube skills in 30 days. It's Baldur's Gate week, I'm coining it now. I'm still obsessed with this game, and I made major progression on the weekend. I finally beat the Goblin Leader camp. That was, I don't know if this is the same with you guys. When you get to a hard part in a video game, you kind of take a step back and realize, alright, I've been obsessing. Let's take a little time to do other stuff. So I did get back in, and that was fun. Anyways, I am going to talk about Baldur's Gate for a little bit while I draw my half-elf bard, Talvia. She is so cute, and I love this character now. I say now because I have tried starting this is my third save that I've started. I have progressed the absolute farthest this time, and I can't go back anymore, but I am finally completely happy with my character. The first two saves that I started, the first one I didn't know what I was doing, and I was kind of confused with leveling up and choosing spells and stuff, because it just felt like we were all pulling from the same pool, and I just wasn't, I don't know, I was just struggling again in the second one. And I also didn't like the voice, which is ridiculous, but you know what, I got all this stupidness out of my system. For the first two, I was choosing full elf too, and this time on the third try, I went with half elf, and I really liked the face that I chose for the half elf here. She's super cute. I got the voice that I wanted. So finally we have Talvia exactly how we want her here as a half elf bard. She's super cute, love her voice, love her whole vibe, and what I'm trying to do is level her up as just enchantment spells only. I think that I made an exception because they give you the heal in the beginning, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to keep that. And I'm keeping her as kind of a support role, giving her all the sort of give everyone advantage and like good rolls and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I think those of you who have played and know what I'm talking about. So she's kind of a support role and putting people to sleep and making them giggle on the battlefield, that kind of stuff. Super like silly and fun, and I kind of love it. I bring a Sarian a lot of the time, so he kind of has similar stuff, but I'm having him level up in more illusion kind of stuff just to kind of set him apart from her, because it's kind of, we have two rogues on our hands. So, super fun anyways. I am struggling and loving it. It's very challenging, the combat, excuse me. The replayability of it is unfolding before my eyes, and it's overwhelming. Like I said, I've started 3 different saves, and each time I'm trying to choose the same options so that I kind of have the same experience. I just want to experience the same thing up until the last point that I was in the save, and things went differently a lot of the time, and I was like, what? Oh my god, like, it's wild, it's freaking crazy. The choices really do change things, and it's just apparent how many possibilities there are in this game, which is astounding. Like, I'm just like, how the hell did they do this? It must have taken them a decade to do this. It's crazy. So lots of fun on that. Love that idea. It does mean that I'm save spamming like a maniac. Like, I won't talk to anybody or open a friggin' door without saving. There was this one point in I think the third time, I've also just been discovering a ton more things now that I've played it this many times, now that I've started this many saves. This third time around, I found this like cave, and I was like, oh cool, and I walk in because I was about to go to the goblin camp. I had just done like a nice long rest. I had all the potions done up. We were empty, like our inventories were as empty as they could be, ready to like loot and like kick some butt. And I walk into this cave, and I get completely blown up by some bird that's shooting fire out of its eyeballs, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, excuse my language, but I was like, oh my god, like, we got obliterated, and I was like, I'm glad I saved before opening that door, because I am not going back and like using all these potions just because we got blasted by some fire. Like, we were trying to go to the goblin camp. God damn it. So anyways, I'm sorry to gush. It's so much fun and it's so silly, and just because I'm completely new to this, it's the experience is very silly, and it almost makes me want to start another channel just so I can like go through it as a complete Dungeons and Dragons and Baldur's Gate complete nerd and noob, and just so people can like have a laugh at like watching me bumble through that as well. It's been a blast. I'm loving it. The combat is very challenging in this game, I will say, and I realize it's all about learning how to strategize and level everybody up in a way that supports each other, and I love that, and I love that there's a million different ways to get through a battle. Like, I never thought outside the box. I would just sit there and use my spells and moves. I never thought about, you know, I went and looked on Reddit for a minute just to get a quick idea. I didn't want to spoil or do anything, but people had some ideas in there without spoiling, and I was like, oh, this is great. And so it gives you a jumping off point to be like, okay, so there's more than one way to skin the cat here, obviously. And yeah, super fun. A lot of blithering about the game, I know. I'm sorry, I have to get this out of my system this week. That's what's gonna happen. And I am speaking completely off the cuff again here, just blathering, but I'll quickly get into our drawing here. So I am switching it up and doing just like a sketch in ink, as if it were Inktober. I figured it'd be cool to just take a break from the watercolor and just sort of gear up for Inktober. I will be participating this year. I don't know if I'm going to get the whole month in. Right off the heels of this 30-day challenge, maybe I can do another, we'll see. And I just felt like doing some lines. I am sort of a quote-unquote drafts person. I love my sketching and line work. I love perfecting my lines. A lot of the time I will stall fussing around with line work instead of getting to the painting phase or coloring phase. So this is my jam right here. And I'm using the Winsor & Newton Series 7 brush here with my deleter ink, which is not a way that I usually go. I tend to just use like a Pentel Pocket brush pen and like a Micron, but I felt like getting real fancy up in here, so that's what we're doing. Anyways, this has been a longer video today. Lots of excitement over Baldur's Gate. Again, such a banger. I'm so excited for this game, and I have barely scratched the surface. It's like I'm going to be playing it for the rest of the year, and then again, because I want to play it different ways and make different choices, and so much fun. So much fun. So, 2 quick disclosures. If you found me through this challenge, I also do digital art, as well as I'm building a print shop business, so you will also see that kind of content on the channel, sprinkled with some world building nerdery. I'll be returning to uploading once a week every Friday once the challenge is over. Also, if you're liking watching me bumble through my sketchbook, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to follow along and tune in, maybe consider subscribing. And if you want to draw along, please do, and let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any art supply tips or anything like that, I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye!